And the way you describe things, for example, last time I was in, we were talking about recession. I was asking you, why is it that my gums keep receding? Like it's driving me crazy, and I'm worried that when I get to 80, that my teeth are going to look like skeleton teeth, or they're going to fall out, or something like that, you know? And you said, have you ever heard that phrase, long in the tooth?
Right.
Yes. And then you just looked at me, and I'm like, oh, that's where that came from, right? These people back in, let's say, England without dental care, and as you get older, your teeth get longer because your gums get shorter.
Right.
And since you're sharing that with me, I've shared that with so many people. You know that phrase, long in the tooth? You know where that came from? My dentist told me.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody's like, oh, I never knew that. That makes total sense. So you make me smarter.
Thanks. Yeah, that's a great phrase. It kind of describes what's going on for some people. And you know, it's going to happen at different levels for different people. You know, like there's going to be a little bit of bone loss over the years. And then the gingival margin, the gum level, they say it changes about 1 millimeter per decade.
Okay.
And that's a general rule of thumb. 1 millimeter
sounds like a lot.
Yeah. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, and you know, it could be a 0.5 millimeter per decade for some people, or near zero for other people.
Okay, so let's talk about that, because I know, you know, many people probably wonder about this, like what as they age. I'm 64. What's happening in my mouth? Like, I don't want to have a smile that looks like where people go, oh, she's long in the tooth. Yeah, right. You know, so what can I
do, right?
Yeah, what can I do to slow this down or prevent it?
So it's multifactorial, meaning there are probably 3 or 4 different factors to control or to consider. One is pressure. So biting, pressure, clenching, grinding, these are all habits that you want to control. Just the big one, clenching or grinding, can be controlled if your brain is happy with how your teeth touch. If there's an interference, or if your teeth are jammed a little bit, which can happen, it can really happen with dentistry. You know, if you get a filling or a crown, it can really throw your bite off a little bit.
Oh, I see.
So you just want to make sure that you have that you've checked that perfectly, and that there's no interference, because the main cause of clenching is an adaptive response. So human adaptive response, pretty normal. Normal people. Almost everyone would have a normal adaptive response to an interference by clenching. So the brain's just trying to figure it out.
I see.
So it's 99% of clenching and grinding is there. It is rare to have a condition where even if you have no interferences, you have a perfect bite, this person can't stop clenching or grinding. But that's very unusual.
Okay.
Very unusual. So that's number one, is just make sure that the pressure's on your teeth, because teeth are held into your skull with a ligament, you know, so that ligament can if it's stretched and pulled too much, it can cause bone loss just from pressure. Okay. Not even considering the other things, like what is the inflammatory relationship between your oral environment and your body, because the teeth are the only place in your body where there's something sticking out of your skin.
Yeah,
you know, like horns or antlers.
Never thought of it that way.
Yeah, and right on the edge of something sticking out of your skin. It's the only place in the body.
Wow.
Your body has a great way of dealing with that edge there, on that gingival edge, without getting too far in the weeds with the technical stuff. There is really a fantastic, astonishing way that your body has positive and negative electronic charge. Okay, so this polarity of positive and negative can repel bacteria at that edge, at that level. So what this means is, like, some people don't have that very well, and some habits can disrupt that. So one in particular is smoking. That we can see that from a mile away, and you really see it have an effect because of that. You know, because of that relationship. it kind of turns that off. So
So
there's
people
a lot
that
of bone
smoke
loss.
have more gum recession.
Yes, definitely.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what other habits besides grinding, misaligned bite and smoking? What else?
Well, I mean, some people are out of shape. Their gum tissue is out of shape. I would say that they need to have it exercised more often.
Like how do we do that? How do we exercise that?
There's all kinds of physical stimulation, like water pick, toothpick,
Oh, really?
flossing.
Does flossing does that same thing?
Yep, and you have to do it often.
Okay. And so how often is it best to floss after every single meal?
There is no problem flossing at every single meal. I mean,
Okay.
people seem to think that that's bad or that they shouldn't have to do that. But there's no problem with that. No problem at all. And it actually is quite healthy to do that. So plaque is a bacterial biofilm that's develops after only 12 hours.
12 hours.
Yep. So it's that film that you can feel on your teeth
Yes.
after you haven't brushed
I can
for a
feel
day
it.
or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, not
Yeah.
now because I just brushed this morning.
Yeah. So camping trip, maybe you miss brushing and you kind of feel your teeth kind of feel fuzzy.
Right.
That's plaque.
Okay.
And that for sure has to be physically removed. And if you do that and you're exercising your gum tissue, I mean, I think we should all see it as exercise.
Yeah. That's a great way to look at it. So if your gums are out of shape, that you can get them back into shape.
Right. Yeah.
By starting this exercise program, basically.
Exactly. If you just have an exercise program, like, you get up in the morning and do push-ups or squats or, and it's very similar to that. If you have a healthy routine that includes physical stimulation of your gum tissue and removal of the plaque, that can prevent any inflammation right at the edge between the skin and the bone.
Yes.
The bones that are sticking out of your teeth, you could say.
Yeah, right. So what would be, a reasonable for people who don't want to floss 3 times a day and maybe don't even floss now, maybe think about it once a month. What's a way to ease into it? It's sort of like getting a gym membership where, you haven't been at the gym for 2 years and you decide, this is the year I'm getting in shape. And it's hard to start. It's hard to start. So what's a good way to get started for somebody whose gums are out of shape?
So I recommend these flossers that are already wound.
Oh, okay. Like the little plastic things with that my husband uses those. Thanks to you, actually.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Yes.
So one of the things I like to tell people is don't throw them away.
Oh, okay. That's great. Because I think about the landfill every time one of those goes in the garbage. Okay, so don't throw them away.
Yeah, and I love surfing. I don't want them showing up on a beach somewhere, like floating through the ocean.
Yes, because they're made of plastic.
Yeah, so reuse those.
Okay,
which is an enormous help for the environment, right?
Yes.
The reuse part, I think, is like the difficult thing with recycled materials, that if they're not high quality, then the fabric or the fiber can shred, and then it's useless. And then so a flosser that's made out of bamboo with a charcoal fiber that tears the first time you use it.
Right. Yes.
Okay. What good is that?
Exactly.
And so that's now probably worse for the environment.
Yes.
But if you have a really high quality fiber that would last, sometimes these flossers will last 6 months to a year.
Just one?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, if you take care of it and you have smooth contacts.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy to hear you say this because now I can tell my husband. It bothers me. He would use one every night. I think like a lot of people do because they come in a package of 100.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's so many of them in the package. It gives you the impression that they are one use only.
It does. Yeah, you're right. There's a big misconception about that. I would see it like you see a toothbrush. I mean, we reuse our toothbrush, right? We don't throw away our toothbrush after one use.
Yes.
And neither should we do that to these little flossers.
I'm so happy to hear you say that.